Hey guys, I wanted to tell you about the career that I decided to research. It's called the Family Program Coordinator. And this job is actually in the school districts. So it's a paid position by the school district. And it's in elementary schools specifically. I was actually able to tour a couple of these facilities in two different elementary schools in our valley. And they definitely have it run differently from school to school. It would vary from school to school. So it was fun to see those in different schools and how they worked. But they all had the common goal, which is great. And I'll get to that a little bit more. The work environment would be a school atmosphere, specifically a elementary school. And you would work with families and teachers, administration, as well as community members as you're trying to go out into the community to get resources and donations for events that you would hold for your families at the school. That would be the work environment. The perk to that is that the work environment would be that you would be on a school schedule. So you would have summers off. You don't have to work 9 months a year and get paid for the 12 months a year. You'd have holidays off, weekends off, and you would be able to, which would be great for families if you had a family. The typical stressors of this job would be working with families in poverty. Obviously, you're going to come across so many different challenges as you're facing poverty and working with families that struggle to help themselves and struggle to make a life for themselves. That would be very stressful and hard. The other stressful thing that would be about this job is that getting donations, because this position, although it's paid by the school district, a lot of the events that you would have to coordinate and give to the families that you are serving we would have to come from donations within the community or perhaps grants or other ways, because typically you don't have a whole lot of money or budget to fund these activities. And so that would be something you'd have to work to do and establish is community resources, reaching out, making networking, and trying to get things so that you could offer these programs and services to the families in need at your school. The benefits, there's a couple different benefits that I want to touch on. First is the benefits like health insurance, retirements, those things, all that come with working at a school district obviously are great benefits. The other benefit would be, in my eyes, is having a school schedule, which would be fantastic. You know, you get paid for once a year and or all year long, and then you would just have to work the 9 months of the year. I think that's a great benefit of this job. Common job tasks. So I kind of wanted to touch on this a little bit. Obviously, you'd be working with families that are in need, talking about what they need to help meet their needs, maybe to help them get out of poverty, or maybe you're working with a single mom or a single dad who just needs a little bit of support, or maybe you're working with families who are homeless, trying to get their kids to school, trying to get them to resources that would be able to help them get out of and into a home. Working with, you would also offer support groups for families who are in need, maybe like a grief group that you might offer for families who've experienced death recently. Working with families who are, like I mentioned, homeless as well. Working with families who just are struggling to make ends meet. That would be one of the job tasks that you would do. And as I mentioned before, as well as going out into the community and getting resources to be able to offer programs and services for families that are in need. Networking and building relationships so that businesses and companies would donate to make these things a success. Another thing that you would do is organize big events, school-wide events for your school, where you would have, perhaps a school-wide barbecue, and then you could, or a daddy-daughter dance or a mother-son dance. We actually did that at our school as well, and went out into the community and looked for resources and looked for donations to get people to come to these events so that we can build and strengthen families. The educational requirements for this job would be a bachelor's degree at minimum. They also liked the position. One of the perks, or one of the what they would like to see, is having a teaching certificate. And then they also really like to have Spanish-speaking teachers, which unfortunately I don't speak Spanish. But the salary range was between $23,000 a year and $35,000 a year. So I don't think that's too bad considering you only work 9 months of the year. It's kind of a, I guess, kind of a perk. Anyway, as far as miscellaneous career information, I just feel like that this job really is being in the schools, working with students and families to help meet their needs and bridge those gaps so that they can have successful learners at school. So you're really working as a partnership with the school to help families and students succeed. That was all that I had to offer, and thank you.